Some few weeks ago, an election took place in Senegal, which is one of the 15 states of West Africa. And in the outcome of the election, the unexpected happened. And we ended up with Bassirou Diomaye Faye as the new president of Senegal, who won a victory of 52%, meeting the condition of who can be the president of Senegal. This election, the build-up to it, came with so much concerns, and some of it were very challenging. Sanko was arrested, alleged or charged with forceful sexual engagement with a female, and that the court sentenced him. So he will have probably been the forerunner. Along, Faye was charged with public incitement, which is a crime. He was also in prison. But one way or the other, the two of them came out of the prison. The first person couldn't stand for the election because he has a criminal record, and with that criminal record he couldn't have won. The second one, he won, and that is Bassirou, because he didn't come up with criminal record. Now, the build up to the election looked like Macky Sall was doing everything to sustain himself in office or to get his cronies to take over. The people who are out of frustration and they can't stand it, they decided to vote en masse because they are looking for change. And this young man, unfortunately, was the one that appealed to them. Bassirou Diomaye Faye. One thing about this young man, when he won, he came on the back of hope. The young people of Senegal, they want to change, like everywhere in West Africa. Desperation, they want a change. They, for a long time, been misled into believing that the problem of Senegal, one, is France, two, old people in politics who don't want to leave the stage because they form a kind of cells and cult for which they keep themselves in office and keep on recycling themselves, having young people that work with them. So this act to get President Bassirou Faye into office was out of desperation, public defiance. But desperation is never a solution without a practical plan in place to give results. Looking at the argument people have been making that the African continent is ruled and run, the countries on the continent, by old guards, and that is the reason why nothing is working. But Joe Biden is almost older than almost every one of the people we are accusing of ageism. So the thing is not about just age. There are conditions for which when you get to, you are qualified to stand for presidency. But there is a problem of getting through the system to get up there as democracy allows. It's like a church or a mosque. 99% of the time, the old guards that get up there have been on the queue for a long time. So to get up there, they will be aged and old to get up there because they've served others to be there. However, I don't see that as a problem. I believe, like I said, President Bassirou Diomaye Faye is set to fail. It's sad, and that is coming from me. Let's look at why we say this young man is set to fail. I don't think, despite all his activities, passion, effort, he intended or knew he would be a president. But When you are on that journey, faith can throw anything at you. And faith throws something bigger than the young man to him. Yes, this is bigger than him. People say he's a young man at the age of 44. A 44-year-old person is not a boy. He's an adult and is a man. This young man is not just only a man. There are a lot of anomalies about him. His appearance actually betrays somebody at the age of maybe 25. Yes, but we were told he's 44-year-old. Another challenge is he is married with 2 wives. You ask yourself, how did he ended up with 2 wives? Did he choose to have these 2 women for wives, or he was in love with one and the other one was imposed on him? Which modern woman will see a man with a wife and want to marry him? There must be something about that man. And this man has ended up with 2 women. Maybe his father had got him this other girl. She's really beautiful for marriage, but he fell in love with another woman, so he kept the 2 together. Well, we are told that on the African continent, whether you are hiding behind Islam or you are hiding behind Voodooism, which is our traditional way of worship, that is our indigenous way. Boy, one thing is certain. A man with 2 wives is a man with 2 gods. Democracy as a package was not designed by men with 2 wives. There are principles around democracy. It's designed around a man with 1 wife. Remember, 1 wife, 1 problem at home. 2 wives, 2 problems, and you are good to manage a nation. Who knows, he might add another one by the time he finishes them to make them 3. But some people will say it is his private life. We are talking about the president. And he's not the first one in the Gambia. The man has got 2 wives. Yes, the Gambian president. He has got 2 wives. Nothing has changed. He dressed like someone from the bed. When you have 2 wives, each woman is desperate. They want something. And in the modern day, the woman wants so much. It's not like before that you just keep her at home to be cooking. Assuming this man has 2 wives, what job do these wives do? Do they work in an office or they are traders? We don't know. But we know he has 2 wives. How many children have these wives? Are we talking about a man before he goes to work, pick his son or daughter, kiss them, try to wake them up, read books for them, try to see they are catching up and see their welfare? We are talking about a man that have chicken at home. He just go and come when he want to come, absentee father. That is the president. That is not my worry. There is another thing that bothers me about this young man. Remember, he's a tax collector. That's the job we learned. He went to university quite all right. Maybe because others are having 2 wives. We don't even know how many wives has Macky Sall. This man is a tax collector. As a tax collector, you are a civil servant. And in Senegal, when we say tax collector, a lot of you would think a tax collector is like someone who is an office and the tax come into the inland revenues and computer. No. Let me tell you how these guys do work. They dress casually. Sometimes with uniform, sometimes without one. But they have something like a bag on their neck. Inside the bag are the tickets. And what they do, they go from stall to stall. When we say stall, marketplace. And now people have got shops. So they'll be going from one, they can give them an area. It's just like in London, you'll be talking about somebody like a parking attendant or a toll gate collector. But instead of sitting in one place for the cars to be coming, you are going after them one by one to issue them with ticket. Now, what I know about this tax collection, for which in Ghana we ban the toll gate collection, is that no matter how many tickets you give them to collect, they print their own ticket. with identical numbers. That will need investigation. Most time, people turn blind eye. So as they are giving the tickets and collecting the money, they are also giving their own printed copies. So at the end of the day, the money that they bring back to the tax office is not enough to say how many people paid. Why? Because you are in a style. Your income that you're making as a trader is nothing serious. What the government is saying is that any trader that is moving about or stationary, because they are not making good income, you go there daily, give them a ticket, and they give you money. So you go from shop to shop collecting money. We are talking about a honest man here. Oh, I know they don't give the right amount back to government. They give people a ticket that is actually not supposed to be, because they print their own ticket. These are the group of young men that decided to come together. However, a ticket collector with 2 wives, how does he manage it? And in that country, 99% of the women don't work. They are housewives. And you have 2 of them. You are a ticket collector. So how do you earn your income as a civil servant to maintain 2 women? And they will have got about 6 children already. And who knows, maybe there are other wives. The problem of wives is one problem. I think most of our so-called West African leaders have been hiding the other woman. This one has brought all the other women on stage. He is coming with a culture that allows president to have more than 1 wife if they choose to. Most of them, like Buhari, has more than 1 wife. The president of Nigeria, you only know 1. Goodluck Jonathan 1. Akufo-Addo 1. Even Macky Sall, we only know 1. Now there are 2 coming. This man has got 2. Another person will get 3. How do you have 3 women at home and have time for the business, serious business of government? It means the president will not do much. But that said, we all wish this young man seriously good luck. Macky Sall, he doesn't want to be there in the country. For them to say he is behind all the problems. He has his party, they've lost, he has left the country. Now, on the inauguration of this man, on the swearing in, which is very interesting because that's what the people want. We have the president of Gambia was there. The president of Sierra Leone was there. The president of Ghana was there. The chairman of ECOWAS, the president of Nigeria was there. ECOWAS Commission, Aliou Toure, was present. So the chairman of ECOWAS was present. The president of the ECOWAS Commission was present. The president of the African Union Commission was also present at the swearing in, Musa Fakir. And there were so many other people who are well-wishers who were also there representing their country as heads of state or as delegates. You saw from Guinea, Burkina Faso, and Mali, and I'm sure Niger. But there is a problem here. In his commitment, there are so many things he said. He said one thing that really touched me. And that is my concern, and that is my question mark, and that is what why I said the man is set up to fail. Now, he said that he will cut tie with France. But saying you are going to cut tie with France, you are technically cutting tie with European Union. The French are the former colonizers of Senegal. The French formed Senegal to serve their interest. They didn't form Senegal to serve the interest of the Senegalese. And therefore, there is a curtain on top of the like you have in Niger, Burkina Faso, Mali, Guinea. They are all reacting to the problem and the solution to France. But how are they doing it is the problem. He said he will cut tie with France. In cutting tie with France, we are all aware all all these countries have certain reserve, a percentage of their money they make annually kept in the Bank of France. However, we are also aware that they are all debtors to the IMF in addition. So France has planned in advance that one day, if these nations have problem with her, the IMF is waiting for them. And this IMF, all the 15 countries of West Africa are stuck there. So the heads of states that went to the inauguration ceremony of Bassirou Diomaye Faye, they all went there on one condition. The African Union has a tax she collects by the membership of Senegal as a people. That tax, African Union tax, that is collected on all import, is sustained only if Senegal is still part of the African Union. So the president of Moussa Fakir is to let this man know that they are ready to work with him and he should work with them, and therefore there is the point that is going to be business as usual. He will go to the African Union summit, go and sit there like all the other old donkeys, take pictures and come home, and we, the people of Senegal, will be paying for that. That's one. Two, the ECOWAS Commission President Aliou Touré was also there, just like Moussa Fakir of African Union. ECOWAS take ECOWAS tax on all import to Ghana, to Senegal, to Mali. And he is there to assure this young man that on behalf of the ECOWAS, want to work with you. You work with us so that we maintain the status quo. Yes, that is why they are all there. So it's the same old music and the same old song. Now, this young man said something he's going to do, which is very important. And that is, he said he will stop Senegal from using the CFA. When you say you are going to stop Senegal from using the CFA, what you are possibly saying is that the CFA that almost 9 West African countries are using, you will stop using it. Therefore, you are going to have a currency that Senegal will be using. Therefore, you are trying to cut the reserve, because that is the condition by which you keep the reserve in France, for which you also borrow money from France from that reserve on loan, like depositing money in IMF, we call it international reserve, and then taking money from IMF as a loan, right? If you need money to manage your economy, why do you keep money with someone to borrow money from them? How? That is exactly what is happening between France and the former colonies. And one thing that is critical, remember, France is responsible for managing the economies of this country. There are 9 of them, because Guinea-Bissau is also using the CFA, and Cape Verde is using the CFA, the West African French CFA. Now, this currency that they all use, if you say you are not going to use it again, like Ghana, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, Liberia, Gambia, we used to have something called the British West African pounds. That is only for the English-speaking West African countries. And we decided we are no more going to use that currency, because we are now independent and we want to take our destiny into our own hands. And so we want to remove our nations from the British economy so that we can decide our currency. And we are free because we are independent, so we can do what we want to do. So we decided to convert the local currency from the British pound, West African pound, to each country having their own currency. In Ghana, we have Cedi. In Nigeria, they have Naira. In Sierra Leone, they have the Leone. In Gambia, they have the Lassie. That is the name of their currency. And in Liberia, they have the Liberian dollar. Whatever we have, if you are crossing from Ghana to Nigeria, you need to change your money. Yes. But if you are crossing from Mali to Senegal, Mali to Guinea, Mali to Guinea-Bissau, Senegal to all these countries are neighbors, you don't need to change your money. It's the same currency all over. The only difference is that the power behind the control of that currency is France. So France created them as a common authority, as a colony of France, and impose a common currency on them so that the economies will work as one. Good as this may be, it will be a suicide. This is why we say this young man is going to commit suicide, because if he leaves the CFA and decide to use his currency alone, his economy will be as good as Ghana, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, and Gambia. You have your currency. When you cross your border, you need to exchange, and those currency don't go to anywhere. When I was leaving the Gambia to Netherlands for studies, I changed some of my money into dollar and some of my money into CFA. I got to the Netherlands with a lot of the CFA. It took a cousin to collect that money from me to do me a favor. While I was changing my dollar freely, I couldn't use them within Europe. On the other hand, anywhere in the 8-speaking West African countries, when you are holding CFA, honestly, you'll be laughing. Alternative is dollar. So we are back to square one. What this man really need, if he want to make a history, is when he stop using the CFA. As he said, he's going to dissociate himself from France, and the currency is a very critical part of it. If he decides to keep his currency within his country, right, Senegal, and have a Senegalese currency like the Naira, the economy will go down and the people will come after him. This is what the old guards know he's going to do, and they are looking at him from far away. I do not suggest he should change the currency. This. What we need is the ECO. The ECOWAS common currency is the answer and solution to this serious problem. Why is it the ECO? We are already on an attempt and the effort to have a common currency for the whole of West Africa, which we call the ECO. Why do you want to jump from frying pan to fire when you can have a tree to perch on? We need the ECO. This man should commit himself to seeing the ECO come into existence. Then we will, that is when I will agree and understand that he knows what he's doing. He's not his country to stand alone. It will be in his best interest to go for the ECO. Now, there is a problem with the ECO that has not been addressed. And that will have been the best thing he should be looking at. If you want to save your economy, don't look. Ghana is free as of today to go to Russia. Ghana is free. Ghana, Nigeria, they are free to go to India. Ghana, they are free to sell, to go to China, as Senegal is free to trade with them. That doesn't address the problem we have. The problem in West Africa is that we need that common currency to have a common economy. But you cannot have a common economy without having a common law. You need a common law. How do you get the common? And this is exactly the secret that the Europeans have realized, and they have adjusted and addressed. And today the Europeans are bubbling. 27 attack on one is attack on all of them. Again, you have the United States of America. It's the same thing. They started a bit early. It took Europeans forever, a long time to get to the bottom of that problem and address it. In West Africa, we are paying the ECOWAS for nothing. Why did we create the ECOWAS? We understand our psycho brothers who are shouting Africa, Africa, Africa. There's just nothing you can tell these people that it's impossible to have coup all over the place. Knee-jerk reactions in the name of democracy. Yes, there was an election won. But sometimes we can win election to destroy ourselves. I strongly believe in democracy. But I also understand that democracy works by condition. This is the new world order. That is the secret of the international law. The international law works on large number of people working under a common law. What we are looking at here, we will not stop shouting. Macky Sall left so that he will not be part of the failure. The country will be in a serious mess if this guy go ahead, remove his country from French CFA and introduce a currency. It will still, they will be attached to France. There's no colony in the world where the colony on her own got independence and the colonizer is stronger and bigger than the colony, and the colony is genuinely independent. It never happens. That is why in the United States of America, the colonies came together to form one union, and today they have the Washington Authority. A colony on your own, it will never happen. India is an exceptional case. India now is competing with China because of the internal market. It's too big for British. Whatever British do, even with that, Britain is within India operating. However, India may get herself free because she has the capability, the size. They wake up one day. When you go to any country in West Africa, until we start voting directly for our members of the ECOWAS Parliament, and all those who want to the inauguration of this young man, they are claiming they are there in the name of democracy because they believe in democracy. What kind of democracy doesn't allow the people to vote directly for their members of the regional parliament? What kind of democracy do they claim they believe in? See, the old guards, people call me an old man. And what am I? I'm an old man. But I'll be honest with you, my brain is in time. I seriously understand the generational problem, and I've put myself in the middle of it. The only way West Africans will free themselves, not in African Union, African Union can be there, is by us, the people of West Africa, the electorate, voting directly for the members of their ECOWAS Parliament on the basis of universal adult suffrage. This is the premises by which we are going to have one common law. Like the European Union have got so many countries working with their union, but they have a common parliament where members are voted on the basis of universal adult suffrage directly. Why is it difficult for us? And it's on the street. The same people who voted for this man, only if they will understand that, look, we have set ourselves to fail. While everyone is praying and hoping this guy succeed, we want him to succeed, to be honest with you. But we also have to be real. Realism. Forget about 2 wives. Forget about the fact that he was a tax collector. Forget about all these things. His policies of jumping, boy, you can't jump. There is A before B. If you want to do it right. There's always A before B before C if you want to recite your alphabets in order. First, the election directly of the Senegalese members of parliament. They should be the peacemakers. Why should it be Ghanaians? They can be the peacemakers. They lead. After all, Macky Sall himself came in as a revolutionary leader. Yes, they all want the best. However, You cannot have the best as long as your colonizer, William Macky Sall, now is in France. He can be in America. He can be wherever he wants to be. But I am happy he left the country, so that this young man will not come one day to say he's taking instruction from Macky Sall, or he's taking instruction from someone. No. Or there's a coup and he say, no, it's the old guards that are coming after him, like you saw what happened in Sierra Leone. Leave these guys to rope themselves. That is what the man did. That people will be begging for him to come back. The time will come. However, for now, this guy, the international so-called community, IMF, United States of America, European Union, they have opened their eyes on him. They've set him a big trap. The way forward, I told you, is for us to stop this knee-jerk reaction and focus on the campaign that we are providing leadership for, to charge on the ECOWAS, so that we can have the members of our individual countries voting directly for their members of ECOWAS Parliament. This man can do that if you want that done in Senegal. But if he doesn't, well, the military rulers probably will be coming up with a currency. That is Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. If they come up with a currency and Senegal decide to join them, that is 4 out of 9 French-speaking countries, right? Including Guinea-Bissau. Which the power of the CFA is the power of France. France is controlling everything from behind the scenes. But when you come to this 4, they will have a serious problem, because how do you go about importing when everyone has got the same currency and they have enough quantity to import what they like? How do you control the import of each of the members of this new Sahel Union? How? What rule are they going to follow? How do they decide what quantity each country should have? How will they even decide the exchange rate? How do they decide how much to supply, and based on their economic analysis of their various respective economies? So there are serious problems. And how do you control leaders of the countries that don't want to conform to the rule? They have to address all these problems. And I think this is why we want an ECOWAS parliament elected by the people to address this problem. Once again, Bassirou Diomaye Faye, President-elect of Senegal, my heart on my chest, like everyone else, I wish you good luck. At the same time, I also wish you bad luck. May your road, I said, be rough, so that you will know that it's not an easy journey. Prepare yourself, and I hope you'll be able to succeed. But that journey you are going on is a very, very rough one. On this note, I want to say, have a wonderful time. As you remember to subscribe, share, and like, and above all, leave us your comment down there. More importantly, look forward to my new video called The Authority of Nations. Have a good time.